Why is it that we respond? Why do we feel so inclined to respond to people that have performed, you know, in more ways than none, so subpar? And it's because of our ego and the fact that, oh my God, the guy that literally ghosted me, I mean, but did he honestly even really ghost me? Because like the last conversation we had, like he's the one that honestly said, huh? Yeah, sweet, yes, he ghosted you. Hi angels, welcome back to my channel. On today, I am sitting here, pretty in pink. Pink is totally my shade. I'm more of like a pink girl than I am a red girl. Anyways, I don't want this intro to go on for too long because I have a lot to say in this video. If you are new here, hello, hi, my name is Asha, otherwise known as Asha C. Welcome to my channel. How are you feeling today? I'm checking in with you. Quality Queen check-in. If you are new here, I'm also assuming that you do not follow me on Instagram, so do that. That'll be right over there. And also do not forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on your post notifications so that you're notified every single time that I post. And with that being said, let's jump right into this video. So this video is actually going to be based on an article that I read from Gio Lambert. If you don't know, now you know. I'm a huge Gio Lambert supporter and I will have his website linked down below. But also because I don't feel like he gets the recognition that he deserves, I want to bring to light this topic that he wrote an article on and basically share my thoughts on behalf of what it is that he said. I actually wrote down this topic a while back because I wanted to make a video treatment about it, and I just happened to be browsing on his site and happened to see literally a specific article for exactly the video that I wanted to write a video treatment for. And I did write my own video treatment for it, but as I was reading his article, I saw that there were so many valid points that I would almost rather read it verbatim and share my thoughts based on what he said. A lot of us have been in situations where, including myself, where we were dating people and things just seem to end without an ending. And first of all, a lot of the times we are in situationships, relationships, where things are going seemingly perfect and then they just fall off the face of the earth for no rhyme or reason. What I love is that he gave 3 specific examples that I'm sure plenty of us can actually relate to, which is one, if you were, you know, being pursued by a guy who's chased you for years and then he just suddenly randomly ghosts you. And then another example he gave is a guy spend weeks, you know, blowing up your phone. So that'll be what? Hitting you up on Instagram all the time and on social media. And then you finally give him a chance to, you know, take you out on a date and then he just never speaks to you again or becomes too busy to, you know, text back all of a sudden. Or you have another instance where a guy had left his, you know, girlfriend to get a shot with you, and then once you actually give him a chance, he literally just ghosts you out of nowhere. And these examples, I couldn't even come up with a different one if I tried. It's almost as if he was reading my mind and I said it myself. I mean, wow, those are classic examples that reign true for so many of us. And I personally know different people that have been in a situation of one of those 3. Have you? So one thing that he talks about, which I love, is called the catch and release. So he says that every woman basically has a guy that shows vulnerability and does everything to get her attention, only in turn, once she gives him her attention, he flips the script and then switches up. And mind you, oh, because I really want to bring this up, this is for girls that have been in experiences where you won't even sleep with the guy and you still got ghosted. And that's why I think this is such an important topic to bring up, and I want to read it from his article because he said it so well, and also he's saying it from the male perspective, which I really do enjoy. I know that I always say and I promote, you know, don't do this too fast and don't do that. But what do you do when you follow all those rules and you still find yourself in a situation like this? What do you do? So he says, regardless of how you feel about the situation with the guy that was doing everything he could to get you, whether that was sharing and opening up about his past and how he's been hurt and how he really is just looking for a real woman by his side to finally just give him that space to feel vulnerable enough to open up and, oh my God, he's never felt this before, but he feels it with you. Wow. You're so different. He's speaking to you in a way that's kind of your love language. It is so new, it is so innovative to you, and it feels so good to just scratch that itch. I'm speaking from my own perspective too. I've dated someone before, and the way he communicated was just so unlike anything that I've ever experienced. I was starting to open up a little bit. I still had my guard up, but I was like, oh my God, he is such a good communicator. See, like, this is what I needed. Like, he asks me how I feel, and like, he really explains himself so well. Little did I know he was a walking nightmare, or an inebriated nightmare, I should say. Nonetheless, still a nightmare. Glad I woke up. GL says in his article that sometimes the false alarm guy that you're with comes in the form of everything that you kind of seemingly want. He has the height. Ooh. He has the perfect hair. I don't really like bald guys, no offense, but whatever. The personality, the charm. Ugh, it's kind of dangerous, but still. But more than likely, that guy is still not your type, because if you pay attention to what I just basically described, I described physical attributes. And then you rewire your checklist of what you really actually want because of how this person pursued you. This person is dangerous. This little demon is on some demon time. Why? Because he has the looks, the charm that you want, all the physical attributes, and then he has a really, kind of refreshing way that he's approaching you, so you adjust your whole, plan and what you would normally expect and demand because of this guy's new approach that you haven't experienced before. Oops. And then this is where he got me, okay? Because I have honestly even said this on my own channel before. I said, make sure a man likes you more than you like him. And boom, GL just like really added that kicker for me, because he actually says this in his article, but there's a twist. He says, yeah, that's all good and true until guys now, because this is like a new generation, it's a new vortex, it is scary. And guys now know how to flip the tables and make you fall hard and fast, okay? So the first month he was on you, all right? Second month, it's like, oh my God, I've never had this amount of consistency before from someone. I mean, 30 days straight, are you kidding? He is the one. And honestly, I think I'm gonna open up a little bit more, because no one has ever been that consistent with me in communicating and, just really caring about my day and caring about me. Oh my God. Boom. Then you lay your guard down, and now he wins. I mean, what's a small sacrifice of, pretending, you want to put up with something for 30 days in service of having a long escapade of getting what you want for the low, low price, for a discounted price? Who wouldn't sacrifice that? Men are driven by the chase. They really are. That is undisputed. I will say that much. They are driven by the chase. So as long as they are in pursuit of something, doesn't mean that they still won't lose interest in pursuit sometimes, because we will get into that a little later. But that drives them so much and fuels them so much. That's why they are capable of saying anything to get something from you. Some last longer than others. So the catch phase that GL was talking about was opening up and showing his vulnerability and asking about your day, and he's really concerned with like how you're feeling and checking in with you emotionally, which normally guys don't do. So when you get approached by that sort of thing and then you're blinded by, the physicality of somebody, you start to feel like you can, reroute your plan and, let your guard down a little bit. Slow your roll. The release phase is where in the second month, where now you feel like because this guy has proved himself to you, now you can let your guard down completely. And this is what I love that he said. He said, yeah, this guy was all over you and wanted you so bad, but he still had the capability to pull back and hurt your feelings. Now, how is that if we feel like we have all the power? How is it that someone that isn't speaking to us is still capable of making us feel sort of powerless and vulnerable when we thought we had the power? And it's like, wait, even though, you know, I haven't spoken to him in like 3 days. Like the last time we spoke, he was planning a date with me and then he literally just disappeared off the face of the earth. I don't really understand. Like, I know it's not me and I can tell he likes me. So like, what happened? Let's continue. It's really difficult to understand the concept of being ghosted because being ghosted, without doubt, comes with confusion. And I kind of addressed this in my last video before I even read this article. Rejection, to begin with, as he discloses in this article, is so difficult to deal with because your ego's involved and there are 1,000 ways you can kind of be creative and crafty in how you want to go about making this right and fixing this. But a lot of it really stems from, most of it, all of it stems from your ego. Nobody likes rejection. Guys, I feel like, are used to it more than women are, only in the sense where it's more almost natural to them to continue to shoot their shot and kind of, you know, be like shut down, like, no, not this time, and they'll still pursue. But for women, you know, that's why I don't really condone shooting your shot per se, because we are capable of, you know, being rejected when we weren't even the ones that were calling the shots. How am I being rejected here when you're the one that actually pursued me? Is anyone feeling what I'm saying here? And then another thing, watching your stories still on social media doesn't mean he likes you. To me, it actually translates as, I don't even think about you really at all, and oops, you just happen to show up on my story. I don't dislike you enough to unfollow you. I don't feel a way about you to unfollow you, but I don't like you per se because I'm still watching your stories. And keep in mind, I mean, the spectrum of why people choose to follow certain people are very vast. Some people will just follow anybody. One of my guy friends once said this to me. Guys like to kind of, like dogs, they like to, you know, bury different bones, different places. And then when they are ready, when they feel like they want to, you know, play, they'll go dig up a bone. Okay, so, you know, let's say he has a bone in Ohio. He's in town in Ohio, he's gonna go dig up that bone in Ohio. He's in New York, he's gonna go dig up that bone in New York. It kind of works like that. Are you picking up what I'm laying down? And then here's where it cut deep, because this is so true. This is how we are. If that guy that literally hasn't spoken to you in, let's just say he just stopped randomly speaking to you for like 3 weeks, 2 weeks, if that guy were to hit you up right now and ask you out, more than likely, you wouldn't say no. You would kind of do one or two things. You'll either say, yeah, like if you want, or you will, what I don't advise is go off on him and say, I really don't appreciate how I have not spoken to you in 2 weeks and you think you could just come back around and literally ask me out. There's a time and place for everything, ladies. And blowing up on people that even act like that are not even remotely in any relationship with you, are not even worth your energy and time, because now they know you're mad, and like, what is that gonna, you know, resolve? He's not going to all of a sudden have a come to Jesus moment and be like, you know what? You're right. I hurt you. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. No, he's not gonna. He might even, which is even worse, you blowing up, he might not even respond after that. Now you might catch the unfollow on Instagram because now he feels like there's bad blood. Why is it that we respond? Why do we feel so inclined to respond to people that have performed, you know, in more ways than none, so subpar? And it's because of our ego and the fact that, oh my God, the guy that literally ghosted me, I mean, but did he honestly even really ghost me? Because like the last conversation we had, like he's the one that honestly said, huh, yeah, sweet, yes, he ghosted you. You guys have not communicated. Yes, you have not hit him up first or whatever the case is, because we don't do that on this channel anyway. We don't hit them up first anyway. So you have not communicated with him at all, okay? It did not start out like that. What all of a sudden happened and changed? What happened? So yes, whether you choose to accept it or not, it is ghosting. And we tell ourselves whatever story kind of fits to make ourselves feel better, because rejection sucks and you feel stupid and you feel like, what was the point of that? That was so dumb. Like, what? I'm so sure. Like, he did not play me. Like, we weren't even anything anyways to even play. But let's not lie though, your feelings are kind of hurt. Because when someone just kind of steps into your world, and this includes myself, I'm not exempt from these things just because I discuss them. When people step into your world and it feels like you kind of just, even, especially if you're someone that is, you know, very guarded and cautious, when someone kind of interrupts that process, you feel so many different emotions, you know, 1 being why, 2 being stupid, 3 being, you know, what do you want? Like, what? And you start to just immediately go into fix-it mode to try and understand why that sort of happened. So the big question is, do romantic gestures or romantic actions of men in the beginning of your relationship necessarily indicate that this person really wants you? And when I say wants you, I mean beyond surface level wants you, wants to be with you, sees this escalating naturally and organically to a serious relationship. Just because a man is capable of loving you, aka potential will always be potential, doesn't mean that you wait around for him to love you. That is where we mess up. There are going to be a ton of good guys that we may come across in our lives that we see something beyond what it is that they are currently showing. And guys, I will say this time and time again, guys date you where you are at. They do not date you based on who you're going to be, okay? Let's just say you want to become a fitness competitor and the guy that you're dating is, you know, super into fitness and he likes to date only, you know, really super fit chicks that only compete. This is an extreme example. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but you're not a fitness competitor person yet. You're in, you know, fairly good shape, but you're not a fitness competitor. He only dates fitness competitors. He's not going to date you because you have plans on becoming a fitness competitor and he sees that you downloaded your online meal plan, okay, to start this plan for the next, you know, 3 to 4 months. He's not going to do that. I'm not saying obviously this never happened. Again, this is just an example for you to understand where I'm going. But that just goes to show you, guys are not going to date you on the potential of, bro, I know this is what I typically go for, but she said she's going to start this fitness plan, and bro, I seen her purchase it online. Like, I know she's not lying. Flip the table now. Woman. Well, he said he was gonna get a job and, you know, like, it's really not even all about money. Like, I'm not like that. I just want to prove to him that I'm there for him and he has all these, you know, dreams and I support him because I know that he's going to achieve them. There's a major difference between guys that have actual potential and ambition versus the one who just talk a big game, because there's a lot of that going around. First things first, guys are always going to be pursuing you hard. Why? What do they want? Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, wow, you little genius, you. Yeah, he wants that. And he's gonna say any and everything to get that. Some guys will even throw out the I love yous. I feel like younger guys tend to do that a lot of the time because, yeah, they're just, it doesn't matter. But that does not mean the poetic substance of his words, the delicacy, the articulation in how he speaks, his observation of every little detail about you, that freckle on your nose, does not mean that he wants to be with you on a deeper level. And here's where he also got me. The woman's typical logic, and I think like this sometimes myself too, is why did you even bother? There are so many other girls out there. You don't have to lie to me to get something out of me. Just go after the ones that actually want to give it up. Go after them. Go chase them. Why are you bothering me? Why are you bothering us on the A-team? Leave us alone. Leave us out of it. I'd very much like to be excluded from this narrative. Thank you. But unfortunately, as GL states, men don't really need an actual reason to do all these things. Yes, unfortunately, ladies, it's just like a because thing, a just because sort of thing. And as he states, it is the whole chase, catch, and release. That's really all it is. So I'm gonna read this little section actually verbatim for you guys because I really couldn't have even said it better myself. So he says, some men like the idea of a woman, but once they get a hold of her, that reality can fail to create that same spark as they imagined or their fantasy, so they fall back, get busy, or simply pop up with something new as soon as you get the hint. I know, it's a cold, messed up world. Even making it this simple, you're probably still confused. If a guy just wants to have sex, why doesn't he just say it? If he still wants to shop around, why treat you like a girlfriend? Think of males like career criminals. Some mature and reform their ways and are totally honest when pursuing women, and the other half, all they know is how to run game, even when it would just be easier to be honest. I call these guys typical males. How many of us can relate to situations like that? We all just want answers so desperately. We just can't help but just to ask the question of why are you bothering me? Why? Typical male actions from GL Lambert. They chase for sex, but act and talk as if they want more. They'll ruin a platonic or work relationship by saying they want to take it deeper, but in actuality, they just want to get with you. They have a friends with benefits situation, but manipulates the woman into not talking to other men. Has a girlfriend and wants new prospects for diversity's sake, but claims they're unhappy in their relationship, so the woman feels less guilty about allowing him to cheat with her. Ooh, that stung. Who needed to hear it? And us being women, we are not wired to play this cat and mouse game. We want something real, and we assume, ding, 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 we assume that the person that is actually pursuing us, depending on their approach and how long they are, showing us that they really want to be with us, that that person is on the same page and they're looking for something substantial too. This is why, to me, the more innovative, these guys get in their approach, the more I'm about to get up on the game. Because I will catch you. Know this, understand that. And it's so easy to say, oh my God, like guys need to change, guys need to do this, guys need to do that. I think, because I like to take accountability, I think what we need to do, as GL also says, is just stop falling for it. Just stop falling for it. If you know the game, you have to play by the rules. Some girls are just really stubborn and I just don't understand. And that's okay because we are all at different levels, but it's just like, oh, I don't want to date multiple people and do all this stuff. Oh, I don't want to do that. And I understand everyone's journey really is different. And depending on where you are, that may not actually suit you. But for the most part, and for the vast majority, okay, you have to live this way because if you know all these things already, you are going to put so much pressure on one individual who may not even deliver. The dating world is different these days, ladies. You have to be smart. So now we're gonna actually talk about how to guard yourself against this sort of negative pursuit. So I love this example from GL. I'm actually gonna insert it right over here. I mean, you guys can pause this and actually, read it, but essentially this is so accurate what he's saying. When you spend so much time with someone so soon, that is you bonding with that person. And the trickery of it all that I actually just realized is that's it. They consume all your time and it blinds you into really thinking that this person is super, super, super interested in you because obviously he's not disinterested, but there's a goal there. And that's so easy to fall in line with even love bombing because you feel like this person's showing this, super overly affectionate adoration and admiration of you really is just like, it feels good to our ego. Like, oh my God, this person really likes me and is just really, really pursuing me. He calls me every single day. Like we text all the time. No. If you are someone that actually has a full-time schedule, and this is where I messed up too, when I was in a relationship with the person that was gaslighting me, I did like this individual so much that I was freeing up too much of my time to be with them to the extent where that person even said, you don't even really seem that busy. And I was like, the crazy thing is I am. I've just been taking up too much time spending it with you. But I actually am busy. And that's not really something that you want to hear, because I'm sure to that person it translated as, wow, she really is not as busy as I thought. I have some time to play games here. Yay! And then boom, it goes downhill. So, moral of that story and the purpose of that test is to not allow a man to consume all of your time. I have read this in multiple books. This reigns true. Guys honestly do want things because they just naturally are, testing us. I've even heard this from a guy. He'll try and, sleep with a girl, but he doesn't actually, really want her to do it. I mean, of course he wants her to do it, but the fact that she did it, it's kind of like, you failed. Like, I wanted to and you let me, so thank you, but you failed the test. Because now I think you do this with everyone. And what is a woman's favorite line? I don't do this with everybody. Like, you just feel so different. You feel so special to me. And that may very well be true, but to men, it's just not going to seem like that, because to them, they feel like, well, if I can do it, this guy could do it, so you just can't do it. By smothering a woman and wanting to see her and talk to her every 5 seconds for the first month, a man understands that he has succeeded in earning our trust. Because now the routine of talking to that guy becomes comforting. Now you're used to him. Wow, he really took all that time to call me like every single day for like a month and really text me all the time. And he always listens to me like about my problems and wants to hear about my day. Like, I've never had that before, and I love that about him. Like, I mean, I don't love him, but like, he's so amazing. Like, he really is a good guy. This guy is not your boyfriend, but now he has you feeling like he can very well be your boyfriend because he's treating you like you're kind of his girlfriend. But by showering you with this attention and healthy treatment, right, in the beginning, he will easily win you over, boom, in no time. Never let anyone take up more than 20% of your time during the courting stage. Do not talk to him every single night. Don't text him throughout the day. His job is to take you out on a date so you can see how much he actually values you. This is in this article. I'm not making this up. Just to save you guys some time also, because it is a pretty long article. He goes on to say, do not spend hours on the phone, especially near at night, because what do nighttime talks turn into, okay? This is not some sort of sex hotline, okay? Wrong number. And really, nothing good is really open after midnight. I mean, this reigns true. This was probably created in what? The 1800s, someone probably said that. And it's still true over here in 2020, okay? We are seeing clearly now. Be careful of the men that actually want to try spoil testing you. Oh, ladies, yes, we're gonna get into it. I know this is a very, very long video, but this had to be covered. Really, he said it best. Money mixed with consistent attention from a guy, especially one that you actually think is hot, really is incredibly seductive, okay? So what is the payoff of someone that is trying to spoil you to death? Oh, we're gonna go see this, Giants game. Oh, we're gonna go to, sit at these orchestra seats. Yes, this is nice. Yes, we deserve it. But just be mindful to not allow your mind to be so blown to the fact where you let your guard down because of the extent that this person is going, based on the sole fact that you've never experienced that type of treatment before. As GL even says, the sex isn't the payoff. The payoff is blowing your mind, keeping the smile on your face, then going in for the kill when he feels he's played the daddy role long enough. It's a male ego trip that you don't know is a play, because in your mind, you're counting all the money he just spent to get to know you, and you assume that you have him sprung, but you're wrong. Because what does spoiling sort of activate in us? It activates security. And I find that probably these guys that like to lead so much with their lavish gifts, like, we all know when something just feels so inorganic and slightly pathetic to us, but you're not going to be able to differentiate that if you are so mind blown over that specific individual and what they've done. It's nice to acknowledge, like, yes, we were front row at this, concert. What is this? This Chase Rice concert. You have to be able to discern what this person's intentions are. Some people, that is genuinely how they are. They are just classy people. They just want you to have a great experience. And then others, they, love bomb you with these, lavish experiences because they have a goal in mind. And the more they do, and the faster they do it, and the more they consume your time, the easier it is to get you to be wanton. What is the purpose of gaslighting? What is the purpose of a guy pushing and pulling with us? It's just simply they want to know that they can come and go as they please because they're honestly not serious about you. If a guy's going to do the whole push and pull thing with you, he's not serious about you. I don't care how many ways you want to flip the coin. This does not stop after you sleep with this person. They're still going to always do the push and pull. Do not think that you can lure someone in alone by sleeping with them. That does not work. Enough. Are we still thinking like that in 2020? Guy will pull you in when he needs something, push you away when you are not being tolerant of his nonsense. And then that's going to make you feel vulnerable because your feelings are invested now. You don't want to feel stupid. You're wondering why he was doing all this before. It's just because he's not serious. Games come with people who like to play them, right? And in the beginning, I mean, all is fair in love and war, and it usually is a game in the beginning. But when you reach a certain level and you are dating someone and you start to notice this incongruous behavior that is so incongruous to the beginning, it is a game and you need to end it on your terms. Check out at halftime. The best way to not allow this stuff to phase you is one, you need to make sure that you are confident in yourself. And I mean genuinely. Love yourself hard. Because there are going to be so many people in your life that make you question that. There are going to be so many people that you come across that make you feel like you were less than, that it's that rejection that makes you feel like you're not good enough. It's that first blow to a girl's ego when she's so used to getting her way, and then there's that one guy that steps along that just flips the game upside down, and now she starts second guessing herself. Don't let that be you. How someone chooses to treat you, their lack of not being able to see your value does not mean that your value decreases. Understand that. Don't assume information. You always need to ask questions. Always make sure that this guy's actions align with his words, because we as women always look at what guys are saying. We listen too much to what it is that they're saying, and we somehow translate that into action on our own, when a lot of the times it's just that. It's just words. And we can't really allow that to happen anymore. So I really hope that this video made a lot of sense to you guys. I know there was a lot of information that I had covered in this. I, again, will have the link to this specific article in the description box below. You guys are more than welcome, of course, to check it out. GL has so many different articles on his website as well. Let me know, ladies, if you guys have experienced this type of behavior before. I'm sure we all have, and I just want us to all support each other in the comments and just be kind and, sympathetic to one another and empathetic to one another, because I'm sure we've all been in that place before where we just can't seem to understand why someone is treating us less than what we deserve, and we spend so much time building ourselves up, and then that one person can come along and it just shatters us and we start to question ourselves. And I don't want that to ever be you. Understand that if this is something that you genuinely want, you want to be in a relationship, you will get it. It might not be in your exact timeline, but you will get it. There are people, I believe, that when you do the self-work, you reflect and you do the soul work, it will come along. So do not make it seem like this whole dreaded thing of you're never going to find love and you're just going to be single forever. That is not true. And you don't believe that. You don't. As long as you're doing the work on yourself, and that's building yourself up and loving yourself, you will encounter these situations, but you will know to avoid them. You will no longer be staying in them and questioning your own value. So, angels, I hope that you guys enjoyed this very, very long video. Very curious to know your thoughts. And with that being said, do not forget that I love you and God loves you. And I will see you, angels.